Typical old car problems. We found out that the rear tail lights weren't working. So parking light works, turn signal works, reverse won't work because it's got the CD009 swap, which requires extra wiring. But our brake lights wouldn't work except for the high mounted third brake light. So we did some check-in, and basically if I take my power probe and power it on from here, then the brake lights will work. Okay, we know that. We also know that the brake switch on the inside works because the high mounted tail light works. Now on these cars, there's a tail light failure module, and what that does is that it basically lights up a dummy light in the dash to tell you that the tail lights aren't working. So we pulled that out, and I found some broken wires. So this wire right here was actually broken as well, but I went to go tug on it and it literally fell apart. So we've got some wiring here that's just frayed, and the taillight failure box probably just doesn't work anyways. So I'm going to do some repairing and bypassing to see if we can get it to work. Now, whoever worked on it before has been in here because it was all wrapped up in tape. I don't know if it was like something that they had found that was falling apart, and so instead of fixing it, they just taped it all up. So the next thing too, like I said, is that we can basically power it up from here, and we know that it works. So if I apply power to, I want to say this red white right here. Yep. So if we apply power to red white here, you'll see that the tail light itself comes on, or the brake light comes on. Bam, bam. So we know that the power from the brake switch on the inside is good as well, and again we know that because the high mounted brake light works. So what I've got to do is I've got to figure out which wire is the brake light switch wire, and then we're going to jump it basically, and then we'll have working brake lights again. All right, so I'm awkwardly stepping into the car here, but you can see that actuating the brake pedal now gives us brake lights. So that is basically solved. I've got to do a functionality check, but basically there's a red, white, and green, white wire that you you can just jump, and then that'll give you obviously tail lights. So unfortunately I'm the only one here today, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to rig up a way to press down on the brake switch, probably using a pole or something, and then that way I can make sure that all the other brake lights work. But yeah, the other day when I went to go jump it though, or when I powered it on with the power probe, we definitely had all four, but I just want to double check. I don't know what these other wires do, and I don't know why this yellow one was like, I guess the yellow one's just falling apart. So yeah, I'm just gonna give it a functionality check just to make sure that everything works like it's supposed to, and then hopefully we are good there. Okay, so it looks like we've got our parking lights. As far as that goes, doesn't look like we have parking lights in the front though. Let's go ahead and hit the hazards here, and again I checked this before already, so I know these were working, but since I'm already here and the car is about to leave, let me just give it a once all the way around here. Okay, it looks like one of the left turn signal is not working, and then I know he's got HIDs in this thing though, so let's see if these come on. Okay, so HIDs flickering. All right, so seems like everything is working except for front parking lights and the front left turn signal. Front left turn signal is not working. But okay, let's get some tail light, get some bulbs on order here, and then we'll toss them in, and then that'll be that. Okay, so we got some fresh bulbs in it. I'm gonna go ahead and try it again. Parking light on. All right, so it's all back together now. We're gonna go ahead and start reinstalling the trim and cleaning everything up. So the more and more I dug into this car, the worse it became. So after all this time, when I just did all the check light functionality, I just realized that it doesn't have any side marker lights. And so this right here, just looking at this wiring, where it's frayed at, they're perfectly next to each other. So I think someone was already trying to mess with this stuff already. The reason, here's another reason why. So the wires where they're frayed at is like they're perfectly next to each other, one. And secondly, these are the two wires that actually also need to be bypassed as well, which is this light green and this green. And so I made a jumper, and that's when I realized that this car doesn't have any rear side marker lights. So someone's been here before, and it probably just fell apart when I was messing with it to do the fuel pump relay stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to isolate all this bad wiring here. And I don't want to do, how should I say this? I don't want to do too much in this area, only simply because that maybe one day they'll re-release the taillight failure module and they'll go back and reinstall it. I don't know. But in the meantime, like I said, I'm just going to do the bypass, and then I'm going to clean up all the wiring, isolate everything, and then all the lights should work. All right, so we are working on the Supra again. And so where we last left off is he had trailer lights for turn signals, and so we ended up ordering these from Toyota. So believe it or not, you could actually still get these, but the one on the left hand side does not. It comes with like these little bulb holder things. So what you actually have to do is order the right hand turn signal harness and then swap it over. So the thing about the harness though is that it's not a complete one-for-one swap. So you have to cut off the two larger retaining tabs to get it to fit. But once you do cut them with the two remaining ones, it does fit perfectly fine. So, and it feels nice and tight. Obviously it won't be as strong because there's two of the tangs missing, but it actually feels really good. So and the parking light didn't need to change at all. So this is what the left side tail light comes with. And apparently you can't buy the harness for the left hand side because it's integrated into the car, so you need this pigtail. And if you look inside, there's like these little holes here that should have been drilled out for the bumper or for the turn signal light. The problem is that only 2 of them were drilled, and this side peg was not drilled at all. So look there. But like I said, you can see that the casting for them looks like they used to be there. So we're gonna go ahead and try to get these put in somehow. So here's a really fun one here. So this should be the original turn signal harness right here, I believe anyways. So there's a green wire here that has the parking light over here. So first and foremost, I'm going to show you that this is the parking light harness. Okay, we've got this blue wire here that's just attached to the chassis ground, and I'm going to hook this up to 12-volt battery. Okay, so like I was saying, there's the ground, and this is the fuse box for 12-volt battery. And you can see that we have obviously the light is illuminated. So here's the conundrum here. This wire I probed is a 12-volt power. So now we have this pin here, which is the power source for the parking light attached, and I'm going to go straight to battery power, and you're going to see that the resistance is extremely high. So what's actually happening is that even though we do have voltage there, the resistance is so high from a loose connection or whatever that's why the parking lights won't come on. Now you can see our resistance is 0. Pretty simple, because I turned the switch off, and so there's nothing powering it on, so the resistance obviously is 0. So as far as why it's getting resistance, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look over the diagram to kind of figure out what the actual problem is. So we could have a loose connection or a bad switch somewhere, and that could definitely cause that, but without knowing how the diagrams are routed, we'll have to figure it out. So basically the junction block gets power from the taillight relay, and so we're going to go back over to the rest of the integration relay here. So from the taillight relay 12, if you follow it down, it goes into the taillight fuse here, And then simply it just goes down to through a diode, and from the diode it goes to the parking light. So I'm not really too sure where it's losing power from, and the reason why I say that is that if we go back to the other diagram, we're going to go follow 15. So 15 right here goes all the way down, and it just runs to the license plate lights. It's really strange because the license plate lights in the back work, so there's no problem with that. So everything else on this side of it though looks like from the taillight fuse shares a power with the panel fuse, which if you follow it down also goes into an idle up diode, and it goes into the integration relay over here. And then again on the previous page it goes to 30, and so from 30 following it through, where does 30 end up at? 30 seems to go to the ignition key cylinder light. So there's a light ring that goes around where the key is at, and that's the only thing that it's powering. So I'm not sure why. The only thing that I can think of is potentially the diode is going bad. I'm actually not even sure why there's a diode there, to be honest with you, but there is in fact a diode in there, which is right here. So I'm not sure what this diode is doing or what its purpose is. Obviously it's not letting power backfeed, but for what reason I don't know. So I found something interesting when I was digging through here. This fuse, hold on. This fuse back here is for the parking light. It's only supposed to be like a 10 amp fuse, but you can see some asshole put a 30 in it because there was probably some type of issue with resistance, and instead of fixing it, they just threw a bigger fuse in it. So I'm gonna look in here to try to find the diode, because I don't know where it's at in the diagram. Once I find the diode, I'm probably going to find out that it's burnt. Well. If you guys see the black relay, right above the black relay is a white connector, and right above that is something that's burnt, and I am assuming that is the diode there. Okay, so this is extremely difficult to get a shot of because it's tucked in right behind the clutch pedal. But if you look, like I said, look for the white connector, then on the other side of the blue connector, you can see that there is definitely a melted diode there.